yesterday. There was sun and there was rain. Beauty in the Monday.
Hello, welcome back to Life My Wife and happy
Saturday.
Sorry for the lighting, but the sun is right there. Oh well. Anyway, we're doing something different today.
Yes, we are.
That I've actually been mentioning to you for a long time, and it took me sending you the link and saying, book the tickets.
Well, you always said, well, I would like to go, and you never told me you wanted to go.
Read between the lines, buddy.
Yeah, well, I had a loose nut on the passenger side, so I got it fixed.
Mm-hmm. That is so true, actually. That is a true statement.
On the wiper.
Yes, the wiper.
Yeah, it turned out that it was just a loose nut. So when I took the car in, very first thing my service advisor asked me, did you ever have the windshield changed? I'm like, yes, last July. He was, yep. So apparently it's a common thing when they replace windshields, they don't tighten down the wipers properly. It happens. So, yeah, they just had to tighten it up and it was good to go.
So it was nothing major.
Nothing major.
Nope.
So it's funny, it's weird because when I picked the wiper up and was kind of shaking it, it didn't feel loose. I know in previous cars when I've had loose wipers, they would actually wiggle on the post, but that one, it didn't. So that's why I thought it was the linkage, but hey, that's all it was. Just a loose nut on the passenger side. Right?
Not as big as the donkey on the other side.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's go for breakfast.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Smitty's today, and then what is it, like an hour boat ride or something?
No, 30 minutes, I believe.
Just a half an hour or so?
Half hour.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
It's a nice little ride. So, anyway. All right. We'll meet you at the restaurant. I got a chicken quesadilla, and Kevin got his normal breakfast. That was yummy. I ended up bringing half of it home, but there's no way that you can eat all that. Oh, it's a lot of food. But anyway, now we're heading down to the Forks, and that's where we catch the boat ride. So, so Dorothy came over yesterday, and we did a bunch more of the Christmas cards, and in the middle of that, I had a phone call from a neighbor asking if I could make a retirement card for somebody, so I did that. And
then you discovered you're not done with all the Christmas ornaments.
With the angels. Yep. So now I gotta make 75 bows to put on the angels. But that's okay. That's easy enough to do. Yeah. I'll just make a bunch of bows and glue them on. So, and then I discovered something this week that I thought was long gone, and it's not. Scholastic book orders at schools.
Yeah.
That was cool, because I used to get them 50 years ago, and my kids got them, and I just thought they were a thing of the past. But Oakland came home with a book order, so it was 1-800-PAPA.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, I'm like, she's got to have the experience of Scholastic book orders, because they're fun. And I'm not sure if it's anywhere else but Canada, I don't know, but it's these book orders that schools get. And I know back when my kids got it, if the classroom bought so much, like if the kids in the classroom bought so much,
They do.
the class
gets 20% of the sales.
Oh, cool. So then they can buy books for the classroom.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. And it's not just, you know, just regular books. Like there's activity books and there's fun, different stationery and all kinds of different things. So we got Oakland a couple books. We got her, one was called, one something two moose.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. And the other one was a Halloween book.
Yeah.
With one of her favorite characters. So she doesn't know about it yet, but she will.
Yeah, they'll be delivered to the class.
Yeah.
Well, to the nursery.
So that's cool. And then she'll be able to get some books with the rest of her kids in her class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's a nice day out. But I'm not sure what it'll be like on the water. So, might need a sweater. That's okay.
Wow, it's not like a body of water. It's a little river. It's not like being out on a lake.
No, for sure not. For sure not. But something different to do, and yeah, just something different. And I think I'm gonna make a pot of chicken and cabbage soup this week. Kevin's going away from Tuesday until Friday?
No.
What?
Thursday morning.
Oh. I'll hardly miss you. Oh, boy. It's not even 2 full days. Well, yeah, I guess it is. Tuesday morning to Thursday morning.
Yep. Because I'll leave the house at like 20 after 9 on Tuesday. I'll be home by 10:30 on Thursday.
Oh my goodness. Where are you going?
Crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Ottawa.
Is it for meetings or is it for checking in on people?
It's for a conference.
Oh, conference.
On Wednesday.
Gotcha. Oh well. You'll be back before we even know it. I'll be
Yep.
like, oh, you're back already.
Then I go away again October, and then for quite a bit November.
Yeah. Oh shucks. Such is life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, we'll meet you down at the Forks. Yes.
Isn't that what you were looking
Yes.
for? It's a magnet.
That's okay. I can.
Is it big enough?
Yeah. Yep.
She'll wear a hoodie every day. So I get the kids like some of these maple candies. They got like maple syrup lollipops. Yeah. Okay.
Light sourdough dry. We have multi-grain and seedy.
Which one would you like?
That's probably the
That's fine. Yeah. Where did you Yeah. Multigrain looks good.
Any receipt for you? Running out to the car before we leave.
Okay.
Only $6.95.
Oh, okay.
Aboard, my name's Aaron, and we'll be out for 35 minutes, and we're going to start off, we're going to go up the Assiniboine here. I'm going to turn down the music. And so what's that?
It's good music.
Oh, we'll have music when we get going. And we'll see Louis Riel and tell you a couple stories about the Golden Boy. And we'll just pull away from here, and then I'll do a little safety presentation, and we'll be on our way. So just a quick safety presentation from Transport Canada. It takes less than a minute. We have life jackets overhead for all the adults. We've got a flotation ring up front, an anchor and a rope and a paddle if we have somebody that goes overboard. We're in the second year of a 10-year contract with the Forks, and we've had nobody go overboard yet. So I'd love to keep that streak going. I've got a first aid kit, fire extinguisher, and then the most important, two-way radio. We've got 2 other boats that are out on the river today, so if we need to ask for help or offer assistance, we can do that. And if something does come up, all I ask is just remain calm, stay seated, and we will sort it out. How's that sound? Okay, so we're on the Assiniboine River. This starts 1,200 kilometers away, 900 miles, and terminates into the Red River as a major tributary. That'll be the second part of our journey. We'll go up the Red River. But for now, we're just going to head up to the legislative buildings. It'll be about 2 or 3 minutes on your right. I just want to point out the Winnipeg River Walk here. You can do the entire tour today, just walking or riding your bike out with your dog. It's about 5 kilometers, 3 miles. And the superstars of the shoreline are the cottonwood trees. They're the oldest and the largest tree in Manitoba. Some of them are 135 years old. And so they anchor the shoreline and give a beautiful canopy to enjoy on our ride up to the legislative building. So here we go.
I think his talking will be okay over the music.
Yeah. Manitoba legislation
These are our legislative buildings. Be the same as the state capitol if you're from the United States. And Wab Canoe's our premier, the first First Nations Indigenous premier in the history of Canada. So wish him all the success in the world. We do a lot of tours with the school division and the school district and during the week, and the kids always want to know, is the Golden Boy solid gold? And we need to break it to them. He's not even solid silver. Got a few waves here, but it'll settle down. He's actually a bronze, but he's been up there for 105 years. So he's doing something right. He was installed in 1920 on the 50th anniversary of us becoming a province. And he's only been down one time. They brought him down in 2002. Queen Elizabeth was coming to town for her Diamond Jubilee, so they wanted to get him all spiffed up, put him on display at the Forks and at the Manitoba Museum. And it was then that we all realized he's 17 feet tall and weighs 3,500 pounds. Wow. He is enormous. Yeah, he's as big as this boat. Yeah, it's crazy. So it gives you some real respect thinking in 2002 it was quite a feat getting him down, putting him back up. So he was originally installed right at the end of World War I. Got him up there on 1 foot like a ballerina facing straight north. He's got a sheep of wheat in his left hand and then a torch in his right hand. And it's no mistake that he's facing straight north, or true north, strong and free. The symbolism behind that was it was thought the future of the province was with our natural resources in the north. Mining, lumber, water, all that. And little did they know that renewable energy would become such a driving factor in the world economy, and hydroelectric power, so they were way ahead of their time in realizing the future was in the north. Hydroelectric power is one of the real cornerstones of the Manitoba economy. Agriculture, of course, number one. Hydroelectric power, and then transportation. We'll talk a lot more about that when we're on the Red River. The sculptor, the architect of the Golden Boy was a fellow Gerard Gardet. Was done in France. The sculpture was done during World War I. In fact, the foundry that the sculpture was cast in was actually bombed during the Golden Boy being put together. And fun story about the Golden Boy is that when he was being delivered to Canada, the ship that he was on was commandeered by the Navy. And so he took 3 huge trips around the Mediterranean and 5 trips across the Atlantic, ferrying troops and munitions for the war effort. So he was well traveled by the time he arrived in 1919 and then installed again in 1920 after the war was over. And a couple words about the legislative building itself. The exterior is primarily Tyndall stone, and that comes from a town called Garson. There's a quarry in Stonewall, less than an hour northwest of the city. And so it's made in Manitoba with Manitoba raw materials. Only problem was they started construction in 1913. And so the World War I broke out. The construction schedule goes from 3 years to 6 years, and again finished in 1919 and opened in 1920. You'll notice a bunch of scaffolding out front of the ledge, and that's just the preventative maintenance. They're kind of doing repointing of the stone. This is a southern exposure, so it gets the most weather. I just want to make sure the ledge looks like this 105 years from now. And then the fellow up front, Louis Riel, our first premier, father of the Red River Métis Nation, amazingly was just recognized in Ottawa last year in the House of Commons as the first premier of Manitoba. I guess you could say he's a very controversial figure, but in Manitoba he's a martyr, definitely a hero for what he believed in. He was the eldest of 11 children, born into a Métis family, and the Métis is the intermarriage of Europeans that came to Canada, and then First Nations and Indigenous people. Very proud Métis. Went to Montreal and got an education, a spiritual education. He was actually selected as a candidate for the priesthood, and so as the eldest of 11 children to a Roman Catholic family in St. Boniface. His parents were thrilled, but he wanted to get a legal education as well, and that helped him later on in negotiating with John A. Macdonald, our first Prime Minister, our George Washington, if you will, and just getting the Manitoba Act signed in 1870, and we became the 5th province, part of Confederation there. The story for Louis Riel really turns then. He's off to Montana in exile for 5 years, where he marries and has 3 children. And then he's recruited by what becomes the province of Saskatchewan, the Métis people of Saskatchewan, to defend their rights in Ottawa. And Johnny MacDonald had enough of Louis Riel, to put it succinctly. Johnny MacDonald thought of Louis Riel as a heretic and a lunatic and worse. And so when he started taking up the cause for the Métis in Saskatchewan, Johnny MacDonald sent out the military. And in the Northwest Rebellion, the Battle of Batoche, Louis Riel is captured, put on trial for high treason, and the sentence is death by hanging. And so at age 41, he's hanged in an RCMP barrack in Regina, Saskatchewan. And the amazing thing about the trial was, split the country east and west, French and English, but the jury was 6 white Protestant males. And while they all voted that what he had done was treasonous against the country, none of them voted for the death penalty. They all voted for mercy and clemency for Louis Riel. But Johnny MacDonald and the judge would have none of it and carried out his sentence. And then 3 days later, his body is returned to St. Boniface. And that'll be the second leg of our journey on the Red River, where we'll see his final resting place. And in his memory, we'll see Esplanade Riel, a bridge that's on the Red River. And then we'll also talk about Louis Riel Day, which is the 3rd Monday in February when we get down to Fort Gibraltar. And then finally, we have a Louis Riel school division that's in the St. Vital part of town here. And we do tours with the kids from the division. And I had people on the boat just a couple weeks ago from Grand Prairie, Alberta. And they said they have a brand new school that just opened there, and it's the Louis Riel School. So his influence is felt far and wide. He's just somebody that died for the courage of his convictions, and we think of him as a martyr, as a hero in Manitoba, one of the fathers of Confederation, and truly one of the great Canadians. So with that, we'll have some more music, we'll head back to the Forks and get on the Red River. Here we go. Recommend, if you get the chance, just to take a walk up or take an escalator up to the viewing platform here on the Teal and Aquamarine building there. It's just a really unique reverse angle view of the river, and you can see the whole Forks campus. Really is a great vantage point. And then the flood of the century is 1997, and at that time the water was right up to the bottom of the Green Bridge here. So that footage was on CBC News for weeks at a time. Just gives you an idea of the volatility in the Assiniboine. When the Red River, which shows up from Minnesota, when that shows up and it's completely full, there's just nowhere for this tributary to go. So it just backs up. And we have a floodway that circumnavigates the city. And in 97, even that didn't help us. So we're just, hopefully we have to wait another 100 years before the flood, the next flood of the century. And then the story about all this scaffolding here. This was a counterweight bridge that was designed by Canadian National, and the idea was everything you see inside the scaffolding was a void that was filled with cement. You can see the hinge on the side of the bridge, so the idea was the counterweight would go to the left, the bridge would go up like a drawbridge, and then counterweight comes back and the bridge goes down. The story goes that on an opening weekend, all the dignitaries are here from Canadian National Railway, from the province, from the feds. The counterweight goes to the left, the bridge goes up, everybody claps, fantastic. Counterweight comes back, bridge goes down, everybody claps, never moved a day since. And so what's happened is the concrete has started spalling, started deteriorating, chunks start falling off, so it becomes a life safety risk. So for all of June, all of July, and half of August, these guys have been jackhammering away at this huge void of cement. I didn't realize, but cement gets a lot older, or a lot harder, the longer it sits. So it was a beast of a project. They couldn't use any huge mechanical equipment because they couldn't have big chunks falling off into the river and all that. So they had to do it by hand, and that work is all done. Yeah, jackhammers, yeah. So that work's done, and all they need to do is take down the scaffolding, then resurface the bridge, and it'll be open. And Turtle Island is what you see. You'll see it when we come back, but there's all kinds of ceremonial and spiritual significance to Turtle Island. There's some wonderful exhibits, so it's really been a shame that this has been closed for a couple of years. But the good news is it should be open in the fall. We're already in the fall, but it's supposed to be open this fall. And yeah, just kind of reintegrate Turtle Island with the rest of the Forks as it was always imagined. So we're on the Assiniboine now. This is St. Boniface Hospital to the right. And we're going to work down the west side of the river first. And our first stop will be the Canadian Human Rights Museum. It'll be coming up on your left-hand side. The Canadian Human Rights Museum. And amazingly, they've just celebrated their 10-year anniversary. Can't believe it's been 10 years. And the fascinating thing about the museum is it's the only federally funded museum in all of Canada that's not in the capital region. So we define that as Ottawa, Ontario, Gatineau, Quebec. So it would be like having a Smithsonian museum in Des Moines, Iowa, or something like that. The reason they selected Winnipeg is just our central location in the country. We're right at the geographical center of Canada, but we're also in the heart of North America. So we get 4 million visitors a year to the province of Manitoba. The Forks is the #1 tourist destination by far, and this is one of the stars of the show for sure. And we have scholars that come from all around the world to study here. It's really a one-of museum. There's not another museum on planet Earth that's devoted exclusively to human rights, and easy to spend a couple hours there. There's really something for everybody. If you get a chance and you have the time, would highly recommend it. And then this is Esplanade Real here. Winnipeg's often referred to as the River City. So with that, we also become the Bridge City too. We have just under 50 bridges within the city limits. And this is one of the most spectacular. It was designed by Etienne Gaboret, who's a prominent Franco-Manitoban architect. Just passed away 2 years ago in 2022. But also designed the Royal Canadian Mint and then the new St. Boniface Cathedral that we'll see on our return journey here. And what Etienne wanted the bridge to symbolize was the bridging of East and West, and then also English and French. You can really think of this side of the water as the French part of town. Historically, it was its own city called St. Boniface, had their own fire department, their own police department, their own hospital. Everybody spoke French. Now, of course, it's entirely bilingual. The Provencher Bridge leads you right down Provencher Boulevard. All kinds of great little cafes and restaurants there if that's something you're interested in. And this was designed to be a restaurant here. People might remember Glenn Murray, our old mayor, and the urban legend of the $1 Million Toilet. Well, that's where it comes from. And now it's the Innovation Center for the province of Manitoba. All about just connecting every Manitoban in every corner of the province to the high-speed internet and technology. And then just a couple words about the Provencher Bridge. You'll see some black marble facings on the second bridge, and all kinds of artwork and artistry, and that's all of Métis significance. And if you have the time, you can see it from the boat, but if you have the time to just walk across Esplanade Real, you can really take in and enjoy some of the artistry and symbolism that's there. It really, really is gorgeous. If you need a reward to go for a walk like I do, there's ice cream on the other end of the bridge, and all kinds of cool little pastry shops on Provencher Boulevard for sure. So we're going to continue on to Railway Ridge. You can just see the very end of the Canadian National Railway train going across the bridge there. And then we'll talk about the intersection of Portage and Main, the coldest and the windiest corner in Canada. image here, this is the Canadian National Line that goes right across Canada, one of the main arteries, goes right behind the Forks, right behind the baseball park that we have right here. We have an independent Northern League baseball team called the Winnipeg Gold Eyes. Their season's over, but the train goes right in behind the baseball park, so it really is interesting during a game having one of the huge Canadian National trains go by. And we're really lucky to have both Canadian National and Canadian Pacific go through town. There was a time when Winnipeg was thought was going to be the Chicago of the North. Our population, they projected to be between 3 and 4 million people. And the only thing that short-circuited that was the Panama Canal #1, and then the interstate highway system that Dwight Eisenhower, as the President of the United States, instituted in the 50s. But we still have a population of about 800,000 people, and then 1.2 million people in the province. And the intersection of Portage and Main is interesting. It's been closed to pedestrian traffic for 48 years. I'm not sure what they were thinking 50 years ago, but the idea was to put in big barricades, kind of concrete barricades that were waist high, and just all the traffic then went to an underground infrastructure to get in between all the buildings. And we do have a new mayor, Scott Gillingham, and one of his platforms was to bring more energy, life, and vitality to the downtown. And so part of that was just doing a removal of all the barricades. So it started at the beginning of summer, was finished the end of June in time for Canada Day on July the 1st, and reopened the intersection after almost a half a century to pedestrian traffic. So it really changes the feel of the downtown. And when it gets to 40 below and we get a huge snowstorm, you can still use the underground infrastructure to get amongst the buildings. And with that, we're going to head over to the Winnipeg Pump House here. This was used by the fire department over 110 years ago. So loves it there. This is the old Winnipeg Pump House. This is circa 1910. And the concept here is this would be the water intake for all the fire hydrants that the city would use. And then the black building you see in the background with all the glass on front. In the basement of that building are all the original water pumps. So these are 115 years old. Most of them come from Sheffield, England, and some are as big as this boat. It really is interesting. The developer was very clever, I thought, in redeveloping the project. Instead of just trashing out all these water pumps and throwing them in a landfill, decided to leave them like almost a museum installation, exactly how as they were when they were used by the fire department. Put them behind glass and then built a restaurant on the first floor called the James Avenue Pump House. And of course, we get paid an exorbitant commission for mentioning them on every trip. We do not, but if you're in from out of town, it is a nice place to check out. And then Cibo is the restaurant on top of the pump house, kind of an Italian-inspired restaurant. And then finally, the multicolor building that you see there is the Mir Hotel, and this is all on Waterfront Drive, if that helps with your orientation. What you're looking at here are the old Alexander Street docks, and these go back again to the early 1900s, to steamship days. If you can visualize, Canada's growing north and growing west, and so steamships are coming, delivering materials from the United States, dropping off their cargo here, and you can see one of the leftover warehouse and distribution centers right there, the brown brick building, which is going to make for some fantastic condominiums and apartments someday soon. They just don't build buildings like they used to. And when we get closer up, you'll see this building goes for an entire city block. It really, really is amazing. So we always joke, this whole area was filled with warehouse buildings like that. And so we always joke it's the early days of the Amazon.com model, bringing everything to a central location, then distributing across the province, to the north, and across Canada. And as I mentioned earlier, transportation remains one of the huge cornerstones of our provincial economy. The good news on these docks is a month ago, the city signed a contract with the Forks Partnership, and this is going to become an extension of the Forks. So with the Riverwalk going all the way along, the first phase will be the demolition of all these docks. With the price of lumber these days, they're going to try to reclaim as much as they can, and they'll build a new docking system that'll be a low profile, so we'll be able to dock here, and then reimagine this whole park. It's really going to be great. The working title is Ebb and Flow. Just going to be kind of a relaxing place, a really nice park. And there'll be a memorial to Tina Fontaine here as well, so that's important. And for sure, when they get these docks, like we have a rich history of being out on the river. We used to have the River Rouge, the Paddle Wheel Queen, the Paddle Wheel Princess that would do dinner cruises, evening sunset cruises and all that. And so for sure, when they get these docks redeveloped, there'll be lots of operators that'll want to come and offer that service. And then across the river here is Fort Gibraltar. This is one of the original 4 forts that was built back when this was the Red River settlement, way before Winnipeg was around. And it's a museum in the summertime. You'll get to see the tower from right. So it's a museum in the summertime, and then in the wintertime it transforms into the heartbeat, the headquarters of Festival de Voyageur, which the French Canadians really know how to throw a party, even in the coldest, darkest month of February for almost 2 weeks. And it's a celebration of good food, good entertainment, live entertainment, competitions, culture, all that kind of stuff. And one of the great competitions is this huge monolith right here. It's a climbing wall in the summertime, and then during festival, the fire department comes out and sprays it and floods it, and it becomes an ice climbing wall. Wow. And so really, really fun. One of the great events that's part of Festival de Voyageur. And we celebrate Louis Riel Day on the 3rd Monday in February. So festival concludes with a long weekend, and really is a great celebration. They've made some great partnerships with Louisiana, and we send delegations down for their summer festivals, and then they'll bring people back for Festival de Voyageur. And there's always a Cajun night. So if you're here during festival, if you can get that on your calendar, just a celebration of French food and culture and music and Creole and all that, and Cajun. So lots and lots of fun.
When is it?
Right in the middle of February, kind of the middle 2 weeks in February. It concludes on the 3rd Monday of February, on Louis Riel Day. And so with that, we're going to head around the corner, and we're going to stop at the St. Boniface Cathedral and the home of the Grey Nuns. Here we go. This is St. Boniface Cathedral here. The first thing you'll see is the facade of the original cathedral that was built in 1832. And you'll see a fresco of Bishop Provence in the very top triangle there. And he was the driving force in getting the cathedral built. So we became a country in 1867, became a province in 1870. This church was built in 1832. So at the time, on this side of the river, there was nothing else except for the cathedral. So Winnipeg for decades was referred to as the Cathedral City. And the only thing that was lost in the fire that changes the view is the 2 huge bell towers that were on either side of the top triangle there. The church burned down in 1968, July 22nd, a day very much like today. Beautiful sunny day. Actually, it was more like yesterday, where there was a big strong breeze coming from the south, and they were making preparations for the 150th anniversary of the Catholic mission coming to Manitoba. So there's all kinds of people here. There was a team working, if you want to say, in the attic of the church, and one cigarette butt got left behind right when they broke for lunch, and that was the beginning of the end. By the time the fire department got here, the church was engulfed, and their job, their mandate, was just to maintain the facade of the building and keep it cool. So they did a beautiful job of that, and it's illuminated at night. Really is beautiful from the river, and then of course across the river in the forks. If you look through where the stained glass window used to be, you'll see a long brown rectangle and triangle, and that's the new cathedral that was opened in 1971. And again, Etienne Gabourey, the fellow that did Desplanade Riel, the Royal Canadian Mint, is the architect of the new museum. And then Louis Riel's buried here on the left-hand side of the cathedral as you're walking in. They have a nice exhibit there, all kinds of information about the life and history of Louis Riel. And then finally, when the story goes, when the ceiling collapsed, the force was so great that glass from the stained glass window was found in the middle of the Red River. So really remarkable that nobody was killed during the fire, just with that many people here watching. Heard someone the other day say that this church burning was similar to Notre Dame burning in Paris, to the country of Canada, to the province, but especially to the community of St. Boniface. This is the heart and soul of the St. Boniface community. It really still is. If there's a huge wedding, a huge funeral, it'll still typically be at the cathedral. And then finally, the white building here, you'll see a small steeple and a cross and a Canadian flag out front. It's got green shutters. That's the original St. Boniface Hospital, if you can believe that. And then became the home of the Grey Nuns. And the Grey Nuns are significant to the history of the city. in that they brought a French curriculum with them from Montreal, all kinds of skilled educators and teachers. We have the largest speaking French population west of Quebec and second largest west of France. So that was really, really crucial to the development of the city. And then the second was all kinds of experience and excellence in hospital administration and healthcare. So everything you see straight ahead is the St. Boniface Hospital. The dark building to the right behind the scheme stacks is the Cardiovascular Center of Excellence for the province. And the coolest thing is the order for the Grey Nuns is still active. The remaining nuns are quite elderly, of course, but the building itself is the longest standing wood structure in all of Manitoba. It's 170 years old, and it's the St. Boniface Museum. It's being under renovation for the last 2 summers, but it'll open next summer, and it'll really offer a fascinating look at the history of St. Boniface and the amazing role that the Grey Nuns played in the history of our city. And then finally, this used to be the Norwood Bridge here, and when Queen Elizabeth was here for her Diamond Jubilee, they renamed it QEW, Queen Elizabeth Way, and we are on our way back, and I'll have Michael Bublé sing us a song called Home.
What are you looking for? Well, you almost fell. You looking for this?
Daddy loves to tease you, huh? All right. Well, as you can see, we stocked up for a couple of months with Pop because it was on for $2.99, and that's the cheapest we've seen it forever. So yeah, we're good for at least a couple months.
I would say a month and a bit.
Well, no, because I didn't drink a I didn't drink a whole one like 2 weeks ago, and then so there's days I do, or there's times I don't because I drink,
Well, if you drink the iced tea and stuff.
and because I prefer the water and the
So it was all on for $3.99.
$2.99.
$2.99.
Like that fresh air got to your head.
It did. So for all of that, it was $21.30. What? That's it, buddy. That's all I had for you. Okay. We only did one other stop. The grocery store. Picked up a few things.
And do you know what, Brody? Mommy saw on the line. You could have went on that boat with Mommy Daddy today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's no way I would take you down there.
Nope.
It would be maximum overload for you.
Yeah. Would you stop? Stop. Gross.
Give me kisses.
Yeah.
Gross.
You would have picked your nose if you let him.
People don't like it, they don't need to watch. That's the way it is. There's a sign up in our house over there. What does it say? A dog lives here. They live here, you don't.
Yep.
Okay. Barbecue peanuts. $4.49.
Yeah, I learned the hard way that I can't eat those anymore.
No. The Rigatoni.
Rigatoni.
It's not rigatoni.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's Rigatoni. Deer. Okay. The whole wheat. Rigatoni. The gravies, they're
How much
on.
was the pasta?
Hey?
How much was the pasta?
I don't know. People can guess. $2.49. We picked up some more turkey gravy. It was on for $99, but it was limited to. So 2 for $99 and 2 were at $1.49 a piece.
Yeah.
The singles, craft singles, were $4.99. So $1 off those.
We haven't had those in a long time.
Have what?
The singles, we've been out for a while. It's been like a month at least.
Something like whenever the last time we had burgers.
Yeah, whenever that was.
Yeah. Oh. The half cream It's $2.94. The pork and veggie dumpling, the two dumplings are both $3.98.
Yeah, one's chicken and one's pork.
Lettuce was $2.50. Dragon fruit was $2.88. Pomegranate, man, that's expensive. $2.98 for that. Wow. The orange was $1.32
For one orange.
for one orange.
Yep.
The celery stalks were $2. The tomatoes have gone down. They were 72 cents for those.
Oh, cool.
Remember, was it like a couple months ago? The two of them cost like almost $4 or something.
Yep.
The radish bunches were $2. The broccoli salad, the mini one, was $5.
I was catching him.
Uh,
He was resting his head.
yeah.
Hmm.
The two. The big salad, that was $16. Kale. Is it this family size sweet kale blend with goat cheese?
I'm looking forward to trying that one.
The brioche buns for burgers tonight were $3. The keto wraps were $8. The hummus was $3.99.
So-
Red pepper.
A couple weeks ago, I grabbed that roasted red pepper, which I grabbed the vegetable dip, not the hummus.
Yeah,
And I wanted the hummus. And
I don't know. It was still good.
it was still good, but I just, yeah.
Yeah, the
Chickpeas are better for
tomato,
you.
the turkey breast, the tomato base, that was $9.18. And that was it.
And then we got something at the Forks.
Yes, I'll get to that. $91.44.
Yep. And we're collecting those Marvel stickers for our grandson Dexter, but our
No.
post is on strike, so we can't mail them out to him yet.
Yeah. We don't know how long that's going to last.
Nope.
We bought a whole wheat sourdough bread, and it was only $6.95.
Yeah.
I was actually
From
expecting
the bakery. That's
I thought it was going to be more expensive, but it wasn't. So that's actually from a bakery. That's actually a fairly good price. Yeah.
That's all we got.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well, because you're going away like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
yeah. We got.
And we've got a freezer full of food, so
We do. I think I got more pork chops. I don't know what to do with.
that's okay. That's okay. Well, because when they were on sale, I said to you, "Do we need them?" And you went,
I couldn't remember, but you know I couldn't pass up the price.
"Yeah."
But we have a whole tray down there, but that we were actually supposed to have when the kids were here.
I know.
That's why I bought them. But I don't know why we never did have them. We should. That'll be
Next Saturday night.
maybe next Saturday or something.
Yeah.
Take them out, cook them up,
Yeah.
do
So-
something with them.
We're just having salad and hamburgers tonight.
Yeah.
Something simple. All right. Let's get this stuff put away and we'll be back. Tonight's supper. There's some tossed salad, some kale salad, and some burgers. Here, you can just put my burger on my plate, hon. It's fine. Thank you. Yeah, yummies. Well, what all did we play tonight?
We played
Skip-Bo?
Skip-Bo.
Who won Skip-Bo?
Who won Skip-Bo?
You did, Ruthie.
Oh, I did. Oh.
Because somebody handed her the game.
Yeah. And then we played Uno Attack.
Yeah, we did play Uno Attack. That was fun.
Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
I won that.
Yeah.
And now we just played Transamerica.
No, we played Sequence.
Oh, we played Sequence.
You guys,
Yes.
you guys.
We won that one.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
we played
yeah,
couples.
Yeah, well, at least we. No, like it was a good
And then
game.
we played Transamerica. And who just beat our butts?
Dorothy.
Yahoo! I like this game.
Can you say bye to all your friends, Broad? So, anyways, thanks for joining us on the boat ride today. That was a fun day. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.